Hey guys, finally he sleeps here. Back again with another episode of This Week in Raid. There is a lot going on. We need to talk about how to take a week off. Life gets busy when you have my job, and it kind of put everything on the back burner. But we're back now. We're a couple of days late with this. We're taking a look at the Fusion calendar. This is a very, very compressed Fusion for Mad Hatter as part of the Alice adventures in Raid Shadow Legends. Let's talk about that first, though. We went from, what was the last one? Well, we did like Wukong, which kind of made sense. And then we went into Monster Hunter, which still kind of made sense. And then from there, we had Hansel and Gretel, which was kind of cool, but not necessarily something that you would say like, hey, that's, yeah, Raid Shadow Legends. And now we've got Alice in Wonderland, which is definitely not what you expect with Raid Shadow Legends. But it's working, and it's letting us like, what's next? Like, where are they going to go from here? And I'm thinking like Charlie Brown from the Peanuts is the next promo, and he's like all ripped and buff, and he's like part of the Barbarians, and we've got like Peppermint Patty. Like, I see, hire me, I could come up with some really great promos. Charlie Brown Raid Shadow Legends promo coming soon. Okay, so this fusion is going to be really compressed, and it's a hybrid. So we're getting fragments to build an epic. You need the 4 epics to fuse to make the Mad Hatter. There is only extra points available in a summon rush at the very end next week. That's where the add in is. There's no extra fragments available from tournaments or anything. It's just from these components. You're only getting it from here. So they're really, I mean, you can get lucky and pull one of these with void shards, I guess, at that point. But here you have to stay on top of it, and you have to hit it hard. Now, just like any of the other fusions, it's all about lining everything up and not wasting resources. And like right now we have right on top of each other, we had Fire Knight and Spider coinciding with the first Dungeon Divers, which worked out well. But that champion chase right out of the gate is all about designed to pull out your shards so that when you come into the summon rush next weekend, that you're kind of struggling and behind. So you don't want to do that for this very first champion chase. You kind of want to hold your shards for the second half of this. So this is when you use it you're actually getting points if you're able to fuse the epics as part of this. So you should have enough to fuse at least one epic as part of the first summon rush. So there's 250 points out of the way. And then if you've got any fragments held up, anything that you've kind of held on to where you've got chances to pull things, if you've been collecting the components to put together a fragment summon from Cursed City, now's the time to do it. If you have any old champions, either Doom Tower champions or champions, let's say you grabbed Krampus from the card flipping event as part of Yuletide, now's the time to claim him as well and use all of that here for the beginning of this, the very first champion chase. When we go into the rest of these, it's all pretty straightforward. It's just about paying attention to where the stuff is lining up, and don't get behind. If you find yourself behind on this, it could mean the difference about whether or not you gain the Mad Hatter. And people are kind of on the fence of whether or not he's somebody that you really kind of have to have. Me personally, I want him. But then again, if you go into this with every single fusion or champion out there and say, I want it, I'm going to get it, it's free, as long as I play the game and put my resources in, then I'm going to collect him. Whether or not I ever use him and I put him in the vault because he may come back into play later, as long as you look at it that way, then it makes life so much simpler than going, do I get this one? Do I not get this one? Just get them all. Okay? Just get them all. It's easier. It's much easier. Trust me. It's not more fun. It's a lot harder, but it's more satisfying in the end to just get them all. If they're free and they're available, don't be a little bitch. Just get them. So that's Mad Hatter. We all have Alice coming in here in a day or so that's exciting. And Alice is going to be another champion that we see all over the arenas. That's kind of the expectation. So we've got Mad Hatter and Alice out there right now, and then there's a lot more stuff going on. Let's take a look at the event dungeon next, and then we'll talk about the Hell Hades free-to-play 2025. All right, the event dungeon really isn't that difficult. I've built my team here. You don't necessarily have to have 2 nuts to be able to do this. This is just the quickest build that I've been able to put together. I've seen this run is in the 20 seconds, depending upon who you have. For me, these are the champions that I have on hand. This is the most reliable team I've got, and it's 2 nuts, a set of nuts, a full set, 2 big nuts right there with their blessed bash. The way this runs is I've got Noel, which you can substitute Noel out for, let's say Armand's, as long as Armand's has enough accuracy. That person goes first. At level 30, they have to be at least 300 speed. And what they're going to do is lay down either, like right here I have freeze. It is an AoE freeze. Armand's, it would be an AoE stun, and it takes the 4 minions of the queen and just renders them dead. Well, not dead. It just renders them void, and it puts that crowd control debuff on them to take them out of the fight initially. Then I've got 1 damage dealer, which is nut, and 2 damage dealers, which is the second nut, pair of nuts, coming in with a blessed bash and laying down big hits on the queen. Inquisitor Shamil is in here just to mitigate fear. So when he gets fear, he converts the fear out. He removes it from everybody. That's part of his passive, which is fantastic. Now, the one thing that I would much rather have a different champion to do this rather than Inquisitor Shamil is he slows this whole damn thing down. He's like that one friend you take to the party that will not shut up, and he just gets involved in every single conversation. That is Inquisitor Shamil, and his slow ass arrows every time. It's so slow, and he won't stop shooting. So there's obviously better champions to use there than the Inquisitor, but a lot of people have him. He was part of some progressive events in the past. And then I have Prince Chimera in here, who is resetting the Blessed Bash for the pair of nuts. This is just the team I put together, which is most effective and quickest for me. You don't need this team. You can get away with 1 nut. I've actually had this team set up and running. Instead of Lady Noel, I've had Armand's in there, and the crowd control for Armand's is the stun. It's not 100% effective, so it doesn't run every time. I've got a better, more accurate success rate with this team with Lady Noel, but Armand's works just as well. It just, you're going to have some failures in there on level 30 because his stun isn't as effective as Lady Noel, because he is a magic champion. Lady Noel is void. So you can put in Armand's instead of Lady Noel, and then instead of 2 nuts, I've run Prince Chimera and Renegade, both of them, so that I get a reset on 1 nut twice, and I takes 3 blessed bashes with my best nut. So bad. I get 3 blessed bashes on the best nut, takes out the queen. It takes a little bit longer. It's like a minute 15, but there's no duplicate nuts in here, and you're using Armand's instead of Lady Noel, but it does require either 2 Renegades or 2 Prince Chimeras, or a Prince Chimera and a Renegade to make that happen. So I'll show you what this looks like. It's a pretty simple run as long as you have the speed set up over 300 on your crowd control, so that she goes before everybody else does. And then Inquisitor takes off the fear when that gets laid down. There he is with his slow ass arrows. Jesus, shut up and move on. And then the damage dealers start in. I've got Blessed Bash. My two heaviest hitting champions are obviously the nuts, because nobody wants two nuts up in their face. God, I gotta stop with the nut jokes. They're just so easy. All right, so then we've got damage coming in. Prince Chimera is resetting everybody, and then we come back in. 2 more rounds of Blessed Bash from the pair of nuts is enough to take out the queen. Boom, boom, there it is. And that's the run. 47's my fastest. It's up to about 53, and then every once in a while, it's just shy. I could probably increase the damage on the 2 nuts just a little bit to get that in, but that's the event dungeon level 30 stage team that I'm running. I think I'll put together a video for this here in the middle of the week, showing an alternative to this, using just champions that most people have. Let's see if I can do a Inquisitor Shamil, Nut, Armands, and double Renegade team. That would be the team I would like to get running at stage 30 to do a video on, just to show what possibilities are out there. Again, speeds are the most important. So that's the event dungeon. One more thing, let's take a look at Hell Hades free-to-play 2025. All right, Hell Hades free-to-play 2025 event is running again. As promised, I'm going to talk about the promo that is running along with it as the sponsors for the 2025 free-to-play event. It is over at Hell Hades. If you go to hellhades.com, and you can find everything you need to know about the 2025 free-to-play. You can get involved. There is a community event that runs with this, as well as a group of content creators who are divided into 2 teams, Team Queen, Team Alice, and we are competing against each other to see how much we can put together in a fully free-to-play team. There are some rules involved. You can't spend any money. You can't use any private promo codes or anything. You can only use the ones that are available to the entire community. And you are able to grind the holy hell out of this event for a few months and see how high you can get, how fast you can build dungeons, and what you can come together with. Now, last year, if you were involved in this and saw it, it was probably the most fun 3 months I had in Raid Shadow Legends last year. I'm so excited to be a part of this again. And Hell Hades is asked to push this. These are the sponsors for this year. There's a lot of rewards going on. Beta testing spots for Godforge, merchandise from Raid Shadow Legends, some of the Method Team jerseys, get your name on the back. There's Chimera Takeover, Demon Lord Takeover, coaching sessions with HH Gaming. There's a lot of stuff going on, and there are 26 different ways to enter. The link to get involved in the giveaway is there below, gleam.io. Check that out. I'll put the link in the description as well, and there is a lot of stuff you can do here to get involved and see if you can win as part of the 2025 free to play with Hell Hades. Stick along and make sure you're following here on YouTube and on Twitch. We will be live streaming our efforts in this over the next 3 months. So make sure you get involved. Try to get involved in the community portion of it too. You can compete against the content creators and see who can have the most fun with this, and putting together a completely free to play team from scratch to finish in 3 months to see how many champions you can go, how high you can get there, how many, what chests you're getting in Dungeon Lord, Chimera, you name it. It is an absolute blast. Funnest 3 months of the year for me. So that's what's next. That's it. I'm Finally He Sleeps. Appreciate you guys hanging out today. This is This Week in Raid. Make sure you check out the channel. We post these every week. It just kind of recaps what's going on and gives you a heads up into what's next. One last note, Clan versus Clan that starts Tuesday does have personal rewards, so make sure you're ready for that. As long as you guys keep showing up, I'll keep making videos.